if you haven't been able to attract customers with automated video content over the internet in the past. There's probably good reason for that. In fact, there are a lot of people who make a lot of money teaching sophisticated customer acquisition techniques. Maybe you have tried in the past to generate new customers through video content but failed. And probably you have already looked at more than one website about it, or maybe you have already bought a course about it. If all this hasn't worked for you so far, then you have to forgive yourself, because most people imagine the whole procedure totally wrong. It's not about using psychological tricks to get someone to buy something they don't want. It's about providing useful information to someone who is interested in it. And with videos this is totally easy and meanwhile technically not a big challenge anymore. You can imagine the whole thing like a lottery drum. We have all learned in the last decades that there are certain lotteries where people can win large amounts. Here in Germany there was for years always this drawing for the lottery numbers. There were a lot of balls with numbers mixed in a glass ball, and after a certain time you could watch how one of these balls was selected. Then 6 of these balls rolled into a shaft and one could recognize as a spectator whether one had won now in the lotto or not. A lot of people still hope to win the lottery. My father-in-law is one of them. I think he has been playing the lottery for 30 or 40 years now, but has never managed to land a jackpot. Why is that? Quite simply, the statistics are against him. The chance of being struck by lightning is about as high as the chance of winning the lottery. And there is now an almost uncountable variety of providers on the internet as well. So with such low odds, why would anyone watch your videos of all things? Simple, because most people don't follow the simplest trick when it comes to content delivery. And it's quite easy to do and also very effective, because most people deliberately hold back on imparting knowledge. That means they are trying to attract someone to a premium product, and they think that's why they can't reveal all the information yet in the content to attract those customers. I used to think that, by the way, but I learned something and it's worked very well for us over the last half decade. You can basically talk about anything and share anything without fear of losing customers. We have been selling programming courses for over half a decade, and to this day none of our premium customers have complained about spending $249 on a course they already knew everything about. The difference between a premium course and a sequence of customer acquisition videos is not the quality of the content delivered. On the contrary, often with free content you actually have to step it up a notch to really convince people. So why would anyone spend $249 on something they could learn for free on the internet? Quite simply, there are exactly 3 things you can do to convince someone to buy. The first thing we can do for our customers is to save them time. That means in our case in a premium course you can structure the content so that the steps are done in the right order and at the right pace to get a positive result. This saves our customers time. The second thing you can do to attract customers is to save them money, because free information is all well and good, but often the information is wrong and sometimes the consequences are fatal. You probably wouldn't take free advice from a recreational physician on brain surgery either. And people who are able to charge money for their services and advice are usually worth their money because they have a vested interest in keeping this source of money. You can certainly easily list the 5 things in your field that most of your potential clients either do wrong or don't know about. And if you can help them in advance to avoid such mistakes, you can save them a lot of money. Will they like you better, or will they go to your competitor who has made a secret of it? The third thing you can do to convince your own customers is to save them effort. A classic example of this is food delivery services. Of course, we could cook most of the meals ourselves at home and we would probably even pay less for it. So why don't we do it? Quite simply, cooking means effort, and we want to save ourselves this effort. That's why we pay in our favorite restaurant a multiple of what the ingredients would cost us if we would prepare the food ourselves at home. That's it in a nutshell. If you are able to save your customers time, money and effort, then you have a good chance of winning your customers over the internet with automated video content in the future. If you have any questions or suggestions about this video, just send us an email. We always reply ourselves and usually within 24 hours. That's it for today. See you in the next video.